Marc Strauss with you on the midday show, and you may be thinking about a project around your home. Maybe it's something you want to do next spring. Maybe it's something that needs immediate attention. Maybe you want to add a room addition. Well, there's nobody better to talk to about that than our friend George Nordine from Nordine's Remodeling, and he joins us right now on the telephone. Good morning, George. How are you?
I am great.
I'm just going to make a prediction here that you're going to get a call or two from somebody with a leaky roof after today.
I agree with you.
A lot of rain. We got some heavy rain where I live last night, and then we're getting it today here for a prolonged period of time. Before we get into some other matters, what would you tell people about properly getting their roof ready for the winter or winterizing their entire home?
Well, right now with the rain, I would make sure your gutters are cleaned and they're working properly. And as far as your house, you look around and remember the things that you forgot or your wife has on the honey-do list, and you start looking at those things.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of those things that, people are calling you about right now. I know that we're sort of moving into the end of the season, and in talking to Mike Kern last time that he was on in our Nordine segment, he talked a little bit about how this year went. And I know it's been kind of a challenge because getting lumber has been hard, getting some materials have been hard, but you've been able to accomplish a lot for your clients.
Yes. All we have to do is we listen to the client and our passion. We try to figure out what they need, and then I am actually trying to find the best product and the best method to keep up with the codes and serve safety. We give them, some ideas and then see if they want to move forward.
We're talking with George Nordine from Nordine's Remodeling. Let's talk a little bit about that relationship with the client. They come to you, and I know often they'll have an idea. And one of the things I've learned about you guys from talking to you and Mike is, you're very honest with them. If they've got something they want to do, be it in the kitchen or the bathroom or a room addition, whatever it is, and it's unrealistic, you'll figure out a way to do it the best you can and get as much of those dreams of what they want into that new room or bathroom or kitchen or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about the way me and Mike approach things. By listening to the clients and digging in deeper and really asking some of the good questions that you need to find what you're really trying to accomplish, because a lot of people don't want to tell you they know something but they is off, but they don't, maybe they're more visual or something, and Mike has that design CAD where he can show them, and then we just, not really shoot from the hip, but from 40 years of experience, we tell them our thoughts, and then sometimes I even ask them, do you want to hear what I have to say? Or do you want me to sugarcoat it a little bit? Or, do you want your spouse or your significant other to hear this also? How can we help you? And what is that color or design that you want? And then we have the showroom to show them. So it's kind of the nice thing, and Mike has reiterated this to me, we pretty much keep to the budget that and what the contract says. We don't try to throw a lot of extras at the end. You're making the decision, so if you want to change it, but up front we've already discussed so many things that you don't have as many unpredictables or extra costs. So we go up front telling people what we believe is the best for them and for their ideas.
Hey, if you want to call in with a question for George from Nordine's Remodeling, our number is 829-2345. He deals with customers' questions every day, and he'll be happy to field your question. Maybe you've got a thought or a question about something you'd like to do or a way to go about it or materials, whatever it is, 829-2345. I bet you get this a lot. I saw this, my neighbor or my best friend, they just put a room on and they did this, this, and this. Can you do this for me? How often do you get that?
Quite a bit. And then me and Mike even kind of take our work home with us sometimes at night. We dream about their problem or their solutions, and we think about it, but Mike has the ability to put it on the computer, and we kind of bounce the ball back and forth for better ideas, because with our 40 years of experience, we do the best we can with the material and the labor that's available. And now it's more important with the interest rate so low and we have financing that they come in or just call us. And we work basically 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, but we do not like working on Saturdays. We want to kind of keep that time.
George Nordine's our guest from Nordine's Remodeling. George, when you get, for example, that scenario, somebody comes in and says, hey, I've got a friend and they just put a new room addition on, or maybe they put a patio on with that's enclosed, something like that. Every house is different, right? So you go over there and you look over things, and how are you able to adjust, get as close to what the client wants, the customer wants, and still be able to work with, the structure that you're dealing with? I imagine another complication, if I can call it that, is some houses are newer than others. Some houses are up to code. Some aren't up to code. There's all kinds of different hurdles that you deal with on every project, aren't there?
Yes, and we do our research, and Mike having that CAD program, and he used to be a truss designer, so the computer and also the city keeps us on top of things. And that's one thing people should remember. If you have a complicated project, the codes keep changing yearly, and you want to have safety in mind, but sometimes it's easier to do it in the you want to enjoy what you have, and you want to enjoy what you're trying to build. So we suggest people get in, start talking about, move forward. I have a client that I'm talking with. They got the chimney, but they don't have the fireplace. And it's like, after 30 years, let's give up the chimney or let's do it. Let's have fun with it. And we enjoy what we're doing, is what I'm trying to say. And we love helping people, and our passion just kind of drives that.
All your work's insured. You've got a warranty. I think you've got a 5-year workmanship warranty on all the work that you do. So that's something that gives people peace of mind, right?
Yes, and that goodwill that we do. Yesterday I cleaned a guy's gutter. He was over 80 years old, up on a roof, and he was cleaning the gutters, and I said, well, I know the parts you didn't get to, so I went up there personally, and I cleaned out the vines that were growing and got the backsides where he could. And I said, next time, just call me. Well, I called my son, and he's going to come next week. And I said, well, I'm up here. I'll do it right now. You just call me. So I went ahead and took care of it. And it was just a little warranty issue, looking over his roof with the high winds. He just wanted somebody to look at his roof. And the insurance companies really want us to do some of the legwork so they're not getting nuisance calls. So we're happy to look at things like that. And generally, me and Mike and even my son Casey, we have the ability to answer most questions on the spot. But right now, sometimes we can't promise that the material's in hand because of the shortages.
And if you're looking for ideas, maybe you've got the urge to do something, but you don't know exactly what, I would encourage you to pay a visit to the Nordine showroom, because there's all kinds of ideas you'll get from looking in there, right, George?
Yes, and the other thing, by touching and feeling, you get to see the new colors, especially with flooring, but you also get to see the quality difference, because you can get anything from a big box, but the trouble is labor has to get used to working with it, and there's always something a little different with every little product, a little trick, or a good thing or a bad thing about it. So it's nice to have experience on your side, and it goes much quicker.
All right, where are you located, George, for those who've not been there before?
I'm at 112 Merle, Unit 205. That's kind of by the old Diamond Star and Rivian. We're way out on College Street. You go across the railroad tracks, and there's a big yellow sign, and you just follow that down Merle Avenue.
And the number over there is 888-4662.
Correct.
George, good to have you on the show again.
Thank you very much. Everybody have a good day.
All right, George Nordine from Nordine's Remodeling on WJBC.